Hey guys, welcome back to another awesome episode of Push the Point, where we're going to do a new video where I'm just going to break down the new cards that came out for Viserai. So the three cards that there's four. There is the Scepter. I think that's more of a Vinset card more than anything. It's still a Runeblood card, but I'm not going to talk too much about that. I still think that's more of a Vinset card. Something to come for the future though. The three new cards that I really want to break down are Diabolic Carapace, Runic Reckoning, and Bequest, the Vast Beyond. These three cards I think are really big cool upgrades for Viserai. We'll start off with the piece of equipment though. The Diabolic Carapace, spoiled by Bunn from Team Covenant. Really cool, go check out the video. And he's also on Twitter, so you can see this absolutely awesome Marvel card. Arcane Barrier 2 and Temper 2. It's just straight stats. Nothing, no fancy ability that comes from it. Not like Aether Iron Weave or, Bloodchief Skeletor. It's just straight raw numbers. I think that can be really handy going forward. I don't know how much I'm going to slot this in initially, but I've got it in my deck at the minute just to play around. And it could be really handy if you just don't... You want to have more room in your deck to put in some more cards that you want to use. And you can just have this as just, a big old fridge. And you've got some work for any pesky wizards that just decide they're going to rock up and do a load of arcane damage. And you're like, well, that's fine. I've got it covered in the first place. So I think that's a really cool piece of equipment that can just do a lot of work. Still not sure if it replaces the Aether Iron Weave yet because of Aether Iron Weave's ability to give you 2 resources on the fly. And when you're playing really aggressive, you just need to have that oomph. Like when Bunn put in the Crown of Dichotomy with the cash-ins, it's that extra charge boost that you need just to push through and get that damage through when you're playing up against really aggressive heroes. But maybe on a more slower based stuff, when you've got like Guardians coming in with big crippling crush effects, Diabolic Carapace could be quite crucial there. Worth playing around there. I'm going to be testing that. The next card I really want to check out is the Bequest, the Vast Beyond. Really interesting card. 0 cost, Viserai specialization, which is really cool artwork as well. And that was shown off by XX Flesh and Blood XX on Twitter. Really nice dude. He does mostly just tweets out everything, and he's a massive Viserai bro. So go check him out. He's done a really cool tweet for it, and he usually just gives the stuff away as well. But with this card, it's got a bit of the text of the Bloodchief Skeletor, which is now in the bin. Right, it's gone for everyone. Pray. Let's all get the funeral going for Bloodchief Skeletor. But we've got this to sort of tie it all over. With the next Runeblood attack action you play this turn costs 1 less for each rune chant you control. It's got to go again. Blocks for 2 though, so it's a little bit awkward. But I was working out how can we push this over, because if you play it at the start, it's the next attack, right? Which is a little bit not sure, but I think this comes in for creepers more than anything. So we play Skies, picture blue, to play the attack, whatever you want, Spellblade Assault, ideally. Or you could look at Spellblade Strike. And then we creepers this card in, creating another rune chant, and giving you the action point back. And we can even look at, maybe look at the Arknight Ascendancy. This could be a really awesome include now, because it's now free, and you just got this 5 dominate attack. I'm still playing around. Arknight Ascendancy is that awkward card, but it's really cool that we can now actually start thinking about putting that one in. But I imagine you're probably just going to throw in just another Shrill, or the Spellblade Assault, or Dread Triptych. Either or. Any of those cards can work really well. And I think that's where the card's power really lies, because you're competing with other cards like, Revel, for example. Revel is just a really powerful damage output. But sometimes you've got an extra attack, and you just need to know how you're going to push over with that. And I think Bequest the Vast Beyond can just help get its power through just pushing through another attack. The next card that we're going to talk about is Runic Reckoning. That was spoiled by Michael Hamilton from the M&R podcast. Go check out their spoiler video as well. And he pointed out some really cool things in his tweet. So worth having a check and having a think through. My thoughts. I was loving it at first because it can be it's simply a one cost. We can be reduced down by the amount of rune chance you control, and the next Runeblade attack action card you play has +3. Really, really good. Blocks to 3 as well. Very handy stuff. This card tells me that we need to put, if you're going to use it, you need to put in some incantations in. That, I feel, ties in really well because the Runic Incantation just gives you that one rune chant initially, so you can just throw this down as a 0 cost +3, which is like nimblism now at this point for any Runeblade attack. There's no cost or whatever. It's just bam. There we go. Even if you're in a pinch, you can just Runic Reckoning and just throw out even a Shrill of Skull form, right? And it's just like a 12, just out of nowhere. Or you can just do the old classic lines. Skies, attack. And now we're actually presenting a really big damage that could probably threaten that Skies hit. It's quite big there. If you don't have Runic Incantations, though, I think this card can feel slightly awkward because of the nature of not being able to have that rune chant floating around, because we're still using Rosetta form. Let's be honest. If you're going to throw in Nebula Blade and get that hit in, yeah. Now we're actually cooking because we've got a rune chant floating around, and that's when we can. But we can start looking at lots of other cards. But most of the time we're using Rosetta because Rosetta is just an amazing value card. It's still here, thank you, Briar. So if you are running Rosetta, I think Runic Reckoning needs to have Runic Incantations just to really push this card into that useful tier. That's my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the video. Go check out these new cards, and see you at I'll see you at the UK Calling Come-In, hosting my Living Realms. But I'm sure you'll be at all these other Battle Hardens and other events. If not, just enjoy testing. See you later, everyone.